Good afternoon, everyone. I am here today with Kat Stone, and this is Kat and Dawn Live today. Super excited that you're here. We've got some super fun stuff, and we are going to start off with talking about the missing links and the mistakes that we have seen for decades in the quest for weight loss and a stronger, fitter body. What do you think about that, Kat?
Well, I know specifically that so many people in their third age, seniors, for the most part, you know, like men are really in a terrible position here nutritionally, and women are still used to like counting calories and not eating anything and having cheat meals, and all of that is wrong. And we're so vulnerable now with our aging bodies that we need to keep strong with good nutrition.
Oh, 100%. And as a gym owner, a women's wellness coach, certified to fitness training, sports nutrition, 30 plus years of training, coaching, being in the field with women, it blows my mind still of how many women talk about they have a dead metabolism. When the fact is, the only reason your metabolism is dead is because you don't have any muscle, you're not active enough, and you are not eating enough protein. You can skimp on all the everything you want in the world, but the minute you skimp on protein, your body is already losing muscle, and that is what is directly responsible for a slow metabolism. So as you age, if you are not doing something to build your muscles on purpose and to replenish those muscles and replenish your body with protein, you are in a downward spiral to weakness. I recently had an interview with a doctor, a sports nutrition medicine doctor that interviewed me, and the entire topic was, I came up with the thing. I said, people talk about an obesity epidemic. I think we have a weakness epidemic. No one does things to get their body stronger, and you still have women from the time they were 40, 50, and 60, like this badge of honor that you've got this named diet that you're following. So everybody's lacking protein unless you are getting in about 1 gram of lean protein per pound of body weight. So if you're 150 pounds, you need 150 grams of protein. There's not really a way around that. If you are more active, you need more protein. Protein heals wounds. It prepares you for surgery because whether you're getting a knee replacement or doing something active or playing pickleball or golf or whatever, your body replenishes and restores your muscles and your strength and recovers by eating protein.
Okay, so most women will talk about lean protein, like chicken breasts. It's hard. You run out of things. Like none of them want to make a burger or anything. I think we've got this like weird relationship with meat. Women think that meat is too fatty. They want no fat on anything. And
Yeah.
I don't see that getting you anywhere. I mean, even if what kind of protein should people be eating?
Well, I mean, I don't think you have to, that's the other problem, Kat, and we talked about this the other day. Everyone has to title and name how they eat. Eat whole foods from whole sources. If it shouldn't have a ton of labels and ingredients unless you can recognize what the ingredients are. Pasture raised is a good title. Organic is a good title. It doesn't matter where it comes from. People are so obsessed with words and labels and titles that they're not simply just eat meat, eat steak, eat pork, eat fish.
How about
Of course,
eggs?
of course you want, yes, and of course you want grass fed or you want sustainably raised. That's fantastic, but don't let that be the reason that you're not taking in protein. And not to go on a thing about other companies, but there is a company that I have, I own a gym. So people send me stuff all the time. Most of it tastes like crap. Most of it has weird fillers and weird sweeteners. And I'm a protein smoothie and a collagen smoothie girl. I mean, I have collagen protein in my coffee every day, and I drink a smoothie or a protein shake usually first thing in the morning because I don't really feel like getting up and cooking eggs. I mean, I do like eggs, but sometimes, when you're a little older, your hormones are a little janky, and I want to make a smoothie with some fruit in it. And so I use a company called Roots. I knew we were going to talk about this. So here's the superfood protein powder that I use. This is, when I say superfood, that is how I coach my clients. And anyone that has got results from my coaching or our gym or in life is going to eat superfoods. What are superfoods? Pretty foods that have many benefits. So maybe you'll think that's a title, but if you think of berries, berries are loaded with fiber, another crucial missing ingredient that helps with weight loss. Berries have vitamins, they have minerals. You talk about fats and how people say they don't want to eat fats. Avocados are a very high fat food, so is olive oil, but they're also very anti-inflammatory. So if we're talking about our third age and problems and reasons that we can't be active, that's usually because we have inflammation. So how do you reduce the inflammation? With what you eat and our environment. So it's easier to control what you eat than it is to control the entire environment, don't you think?
Yeah. What do you think about the meat replacement meats?
Yuck. I have tried many of them. First of all, again, it goes back to titles and marketing and fancy stuff that your body doesn't recognize. If you want something that has the benefits of meat, eat beans. They're very high protein. They're loaded with a lot of things, but you are still not going to get the full range of amino acids if you're a vegetarian. So you're going to have to supplement. So the other thing with beans, or if you look at some vegetarians, they are overweight because beans are very high calorie, they're high protein, they are high carb. So if you're sitting around and not an active person and a vegetarian, but eating a lot of cheese and eating a lot of beans, you could tend to be overweight. So, I like to coach people to eat for what you're going to be doing next. Today, I'm going to be I already went for an hour-long walk this morning, and I did that with on an empty stomach, just not for any particular reason other than I wasn't really hungry. I know that if you work out doing just a walk on an empty stomach, that you can, tap into your fat stores. But, that again is, adding too many titles, and I don't want to go off on another tangent. We'll do that on another day. But so I came home, I drank a cup of coffee with collagen protein in it. And here's the one that I was going to mention. When I say collagen is everywhere right now, you're probably getting emails, you're seeing it in the stores. This is Roots Collagen Superfood. So what is the difference of a superfood? A superfood has beneficial ingredients. This comes from, so here's a good thing to think of. Your food should be bioavailable. If you're buying a protein powder or a collagen powder, bioavailable means your body will process it and assimilate it, meaning use it for fuel. You can buy anything fancy named natural and named healthy, but if your body does not absorb the ingredients because they have fillers, it's not going to do you any benefits. So Kat can put the link in the bottom of the the YouTube page. In the bottom of the spreadsheet, in the bottom of the YouTube page, if you're interested, because superfoods are things that I try to add as many as possible. Think of it as fuel in your tank. So when you're dieting, you're miserable, you're exhausted, your hormones don't work. When you're exercising, that's like taking the gas out of the tank. You're not going to go on a road trip with a quarter of a tank of gas. You're going to start out with a full tank. You're probably going to drive halfway or 3/4 of the way through. Then you're going to top your tank off so that you make it through the end. That is how you have to think of life and your day.
So do guys need more protein than women?
Guys have more muscle naturally and they have more testosterone, so they have a faster metabolism anyway. So if you don't even have to think of male, female, think of what your body weight is. Now, of course, if you are 100 pounds overweight, you're not going to eat that extra 100 grams of protein. The equation by the FDA, I believe, is like 0.08. I think that's too low. And when I had that interview with the sports medicine doctor last week, she was talking about, she thinks that's extremely low, especially if you're aging. And back to you're not going to sit around eating chicken breasts all day, but eat a chicken sandwich for lunch, eat eggs for breakfast, drink a protein shake in between. My mom's 87 years old and she's all excited because she's using the protein powder and mixing it with the collagen powder because the collagen powder comes in vanilla or chocolate and she loves chocolate. So, so it makes it taste really good. Sometimes she adds a banana, sometimes she adds other things to it, but you don't even have to because it's got flax seeds, chia seeds, spirulina, chlorella, all the things that your body needs to function the way it's supposed to. So it's not about, just going to the store and not wanting to eat and buying products. It's about, if you use a supplement, it's a supplement. It's an addition to an already healthy diet. Think of that. Do you see that Eating from the Rainbow where they show the really pretty pictures?
Yeah.
I never look at that food pyramid. Have pretty food on your plate. White bread isn't pretty. White rice isn't pretty. White noodles aren't pretty. But if you load them up with tons of veggies and load them up with tons of protein, cut back on those white things. There used to be that thing, if it's white, don't bite. Cut back on those things and you're going to stay fuller longer. Protein keeps you fuller longer. And it's not the milk does a body good, it's protein does a body good.
Well, another thing that we did this at Third Age Mojo. We sort of previewed some of those delivery foods that aren't cooked, but it's got all of the ingredients.
Okay.
And we did Hungry Root, and nutritionally, it was fantastic. People reviewed it, and
What about the taste and what about the portion?
No, the taste is great. The portions are what they're supposed to be.
Right.
So, some people may be shocked, like, oh my God. Well, a piece of meat, aren't you supposed to eat a piece of meat like this big?
Well, it depends on your caloric needs and your activity levels and how much muscle you have.
Well, people who hate to shop, they're going to go buy the same things all the time. They hate doing it. So I think this is a good sort of option to have it delivered, and then you're going to eat different things. That's one of the benefits of it too. You try different things that you wouldn't ever even think of.
Right.
So it introduces new food. So I'm always thinking about how people, third agers. I know my mom was the same way. We found out she was like buying these little veal hot dogs and eating them like 3 times a week. It's like, Mom. And she said, I'm only cooking for one. It's just, So you have to be intentional, I guess, is the message here.
You can even, all the really healthy markets, although they're expensive, but you're going to pay for your health one way or another. So whether you think it's too expensive to eat organic or too expensive to eat grass-fed or pasture-raised, your health is what is paying the price. So sure, we're all living longer, but how many medications are you on? You want to reduce your medications, reduce your blood pressure with food and activity. You want to reduce your risk for heart disease, get more active. Your heart is a muscle. You want to live longer and detoxify your body, eat more vegetables, stay active, drink more water. Those things do not cost a lot of money, and little teeny baby steps that you do daily add up over time. You don't need to say, I'm going to lose 15 pounds this week and I'm going low carb or keto or paleo or everything has a name. It's like a badge of honor. You don't have to name your diet. There's no Dawn diet. There's no cat diet, but at different times in your life, you have different needs. Have a vast array of foods that are beneficial, food with benefits, superfoods.
There is Dawn and cat food. It's healthy food with many colors.
It is funny when you said cat food, though.
Yeah.
That is funny. No, but if you think of superfoods, I had a picture of, I was writing an article the other day of foods for brain health, whatever. I can probably name them.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, almonds, blueberries, broccoli, salmon, fish oil, walnuts, things that are beautiful. You can put them in a salad. You can cook it on a grill. You can mix it up with some pasta. I'm not saying never eat pasta. Don't let that be the thing that you eat regularly. Oh, I think I was telling you that. So the gym that we own, we have a huge Indian community and a huge East Asian community. Everybody that comes to the gym talks about they want to lose weight, but they eat rice or noodles 3 times a day. And they say, I live with my parents or it's my culture. I'm not saying to stop eating it, but 3 times a day, either reduce the portion or maybe don't have it at night. Maybe don't have it for breakfast. So one girl in our gym lost 10 pounds and I think it was like 11 days. So it's like a pound a day for cutting back 1 serving of rice and noodles a day. So, just little things like that. She's not naming the diet. She's not changing anything else. She still drinks wine at night and likes chocolate. But that one little thing made a difference. And she laughs and says, I cannot believe how much my belly is not bloated now. So, just little teeny steps that make a big difference. So I think that the big takeaway, we're short in fiber and we are short in protein. If you're going to add anything, don't think about what you're not allowed to have in these food omission diets. Think about
Mhm.
what you're missing. So you're probably missing fiber, you're probably missing protein. If you think of nothing else, focus on those two things.
And processed foods.
Oh,
The thing about when you go to the grocery store, you should only do the outside
yeah,
perimeters,
yeah.
because that is true. But now the wine is on one of the perimeters, luckily.
Hey, that's not a bad thing if it's a once in a while and you're having a great meal that you just cooked on the grill and you've got some beautiful food. Why not pair it with a glass of wine?
Right.
Like that's another thing. People are so wrapped up into what they're not allowed to do,
Mhm.
enforcing the negative relationship that we have with food.
But when you go through the center of the grocery store, there's so much processed food and
Right,
sugar and salt and it's
right,
like a trap for people. And
right,
now I see more and more people walking around obese, and they're not going to want to exercise because they don't feel strong. It's
right.
just a terrible thing. And here's one more thing. I'm like Debbie Downer here. But it's funny how our government will pay for all your medical expenses when you're on Medicare, but some of that should be allocated to good food because
And letting you get massages and letting you belong to a gym or hire a personal trainer. See, we're disease care, we're not health care.
right.
And that's a whole nother time for a call. But you can take control of so many things. And we have seen it in our gym. I've seen it in 30 years of coaching women. I I have an offer that I send out that we can put a link below. It's a 21-day ageless energizing meal plan. It's not a diet. It is recipes that are really easy. I have 6 incomes and 6 jobs that I show up to every day. I don't have time to cook fancy gourmet food, but I use a lot of fresh herbs and spices. I cook very simply, and I kind of have a go-to list that's always in my cupboard or always in my fridge, and it's very easy because you can do almost anything. I can grab a steak and saute 5 different vegetables in a pan with olive oil and garlic and some seasoning and call it a dinner.
You
I
know,
can,
and
throw a sweet potato in the
I love
microwave,
sweet
grill
potatoes.
some chicken, throw something on the grill, chop up some roasted beets and some feta cheese and some Kalamata olives and call that a dinner. I mean, and none of that takes too much time. So you don't have to be a gourmet chef. You don't have to name a diet. As a matter of fact, you should probably stop naming diets and stop thinking of all the things that you aren't allowed to eat. And love your body with some superfoods. We could even put a list of superfoods, in the bottom if you want.
Sure.
But if you want like a done for you program, it's so easy. It's a 21-day ageless energizing meal plan. And I'll put the link below because it talks about, exercising is not enough if you don't have the gas in the tank. And if you want to change your shape and your energy levels and feel better about yourself, you've got to do a little bit of both. So,
That salad that I make with the lentils on it, I
oh,
am now making the lentils every week. And I put them on top of every salad.
lentils are a superfood.
It's so good. And I just add a protein. Like last night, I added a grilled boneless pork chop. And then
Yum.
sometimes I pound some chicken breasts. And I
Yeah.
like to fry those because chicken breasts don't have much flavor. But so I do that, or a burger, or
Yeah.
a kind of a steak. And that is so good. And sometimes I'll throw a little pasta in the salad.
Sure, sure. And if you want an alternative, and I'm not a gamey meat person, but I love red meat, I make all my tacos and all my burgers with bison.
I
It is
love bison.
it has got and I have, what? I have people that say, "Oh, I would never eat that." And I've had them over and they're like, "I don't know how you season your burgers, but they're the best burgers I ever had." I'm like, they're bison and they're seasoned, and it's got a higher ratio of omega-3s, which are the healthy fats, versus the omega-6s and the bad ones for you that clog your arteries.
Yeah.
High protein, you need the protein. Don't obsess over calories. Don't count calories, period. I mean, if you need to cut out something, but stop thinking about omitting things and think about what you should be adding and what your body needs.
And as a senior, I really do appreciate collagen. I mean, collagen is not just for your skin, hair, and nails,
Oh, right.
for your joints.
Oh, 100%. It does. And it's even proven now. I've just read some studies recently that it is proven to rebuild cartilage. Cartilage is what is in between all your joints and that cushioning thing. So, and a lot of the collagens now only have like one or two or three parts of the collagen that's necessary. So, back to that, you can put that roots link, you can put it in coffee, you can make a smoothie. It's got all 5 types of collagen. And again, bioavailable. That means
Yeah.
you're not wasting your money. It tastes fantastic. I'm serious. I put it in my coffee. I sprinkle it on cereal. My husband thinks I'm crazy, but I sprinkle it on my cereal. So when I go to the gym and do a heavy lifting day, I want like some serious carbs. So I have like a shredded wheat. I know, say no to cereal, whatever. I have it twice a week. Sprinkle it with collagen protein, a little bit of the other protein superfoods, a little bit of almond milk or hemp milk. And then I am ready to lift and ready to rock and roll. And I feel strong. And I know I'm going to burn it off because I'm going right to the gym. So, back to the eat for what you're going to do next.
Absolutely. And a lot of people who are third agers lead sort of a sedentary life. So really they don't have to pump up, but they have to pump up more than they're already doing.
Well, the other
Nutrition
thing
is.
is your brain relies on all this too.
Yep.
Superfoods are for brain health.
Yep.
I mean, you talk about cognitive decline. Every organ in your body is surrounded by muscle or made out of muscle tissue. Your heart, your liver, your lungs. So if you think, oh, I don't want to get bulky or I'm not a weightlifter, you're really doing your body a disservice if you are not taking in enough protein. So back to the add protein, add fiber, make your food pretty. The least amount of ingredients, the better, unless you know what every single ingredient is. And if it's a food, not a chemical or a
Yeah.
lab made something.
I just hate how much processed food. I hate even going down the frozen aisle.
Yeah. Well, but you know what? You can get tons of frozen food that are just single ingredients that are frozen, and they don't even have to be organic. I mean, just buy regular frozen veggies, I mean, if that's a reason you don't eat veggies because they're too expensive or you don't know how to prepare them, throw them in a soup, grill some peas or put them in a skillet, peas and herbs and dill and some onions and some, oh my gosh, just peas. They're super high fiber, have a lot of protein. Yeah, I mean, you have to stop making up reasons of why you don't eat healthy. Yeah, we could just go on, and we will in our next session. We'll cover those topics. But today, I think we agreed that we wanted to talk about protein is a missing link, and activity. You need the protein because if you're moving and breathing, you need protein. How about that?
Well, and how important nutrition is to everything,
Right.
to your good health and to a good third age. To make your third age the best age ever, you need to be healthy and have good nutrition and exercise.
And not to fear it. People are so afraid of that next part of their lives because they haven't done anything right to get there. And it doesn't matter what you've done wrong or the mistakes or how many diets you've followed. Today is what matters. Do something when you get off of this call today. Go, eat a little bit of protein. I don't care if it's a cheese stick, take in more protein, be mindful of the protein, add more fiber, add more plants, and you're going to see a massive difference.
And drink water.
Of course.
Okay, well, I think we've pretty much covered it all.
I think we have, and very excitedly so. And again, thank you all for watching Kat and I, and thanks, Kat, always for having me. And we'll put all the links below to everything that we talked about, and always here for you. And we'll see you on our next session.
See you next time.
Bye, Kat. Thanks.
Bye. See ya.